Alright, welcome back everybody. I know it hasn't been all that long since my first video on this keep, but I think I've managed to get enough done to warrant an update. In case you didn't see the first video, this is in the eastern jungle, around N5, or in N5, just south of the xel-ha port, or xel-ha docks, I mean. Uh, it's built mostly using Nemedian material. It's based on a drawing I found that was simply labeled fortified house. Uh, I said in the last video that I thought the original house was in France, but I was wrong. I decided to try and find a better picture than this one. I wasn't able to, but I did find out that it was actually in Pipe Spring, Arizona, built by the Latter-day Saints. It was built in 1870 to help protect them against the Navajo, who would occasionally cross the Colorado River to raid both the Mormons and the uh, local nation. Uh, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so I'll just put it on screen here. I don't want to mispronounce it because, you know, I don't need to be making stupid mistakes like that. But I guess it shows what I know. You know, I thought it was in France because the original website I found it on was all in French. Um, but anyway, let's move on. So this first part, this exterior part here, is all my own addition. And I have extended this from the last video because I've picked up some Lemurian fighters. And I've got a couple of Lemurian archers. And I'm not sure when they started doing it, but you can't place thralls right next to each other like you used to be able to. You used to be able to stack like 4 up in an area like this, possibly even more. At this point, this is about as close as you can put them. So we'll step in here, and this, got my transportation stone here, my transporter stone. And we step through this doorway, and we got 3 nice long bridges, with the middle one being supported by exterior posts set on the corners, using the old corner trick. So then we step in here. Now, I have started trying to make the place more lived in. I'm not entirely sure what the idea was for this. This space was just a quirk of the design I ended up with. I hadn't really intended for it to be there, but you know, designs do what designs do, I guess. Here's my thrall pot. It's I know it looks like it's on the outskirts of it, but it's positioned so that it covers every thrall uh, in the build. My in-ground lighting system. For those who don't know how to do it, this is the Aquilonian brazier, the large one. Clear out one space within the foundations, and as long as you have a nice flat surface for it to sit on down below, which in this case is another foundation, you can drop it down in there. Even though it's bigger than 1 square, it fits in there. It's still, the hitbox of it is only 1 square, so it fits in there just fine. Then you throw down a hatch frame, and then the graded hatch right there, and a reinforced hatch, and it looks like an in-ground campfire. They finally fixed the bug. I was able to put my gate in, and you step inside here, and we have ourselves a nice large garden. It's full of rose bushes and lavender bushes, and we got the maize pieces along the edge. Originally that's all it was going to be. It wasn't going to be all the flowers as well, but I decided I had them, so I'd go ahead and use them. And these are the small cypress trees. And of course, again the in-ground bonfire. I threw the regular bonfire on top of it, and it kind of creates the look of a burning bonfire without actually wasting the fuel to have a bonfire running all the time. So we'll slip into the house itself right now. And for those of you who watched my previous video, I had a May the Blade standing here. She's a tier 4 named thrall from the Lemurians. You can pick her up. I picked her up at the Pagoda of Boundless Lust. She unfortunately, entirely my fault. I forgot that there was a 3-skull world boss giant spider that spawns over in this area. I took her with me to level her up a little bit. I'd gotten her to level 15 or 16, I think it was. And I took her with me to farm for Gossamer. And got jumped by a 3-skull giant spider. Fight was going pretty well. We got down to about a quarter health. Then all of a sudden, we both started taking huge hits, and we both died. I managed to retrieve my gear, but unfortunately, you can't really retrieve dead thralls. I got my gear off of her, so I could give it to a new thrall should I get another one. But I have been farming. Let's see here. I've been farming the Pagoda, which is nearby, Pagoda of Boundless Lust, and I've gotten a number of named thralls. I see what is it? They're all they were both craftsmen. The armor Fia and blacksmith Aisss. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. Ice, maybe. But I go back there and I farm the place regularly. My original dancer died as well, so I got a new one. It's only a tier 1, but it's better than nothing. At least they'll get rid of the corruption that you get from using the teleporter. I have started to add stuff to try and make the place more lived in. And I've changed the wall that is separating the kitchen from the rest of the building. Originally it was all Nemedian, but I thought using the latticed wall makes for a more open appearance. I still haven't figured out how to finish my homemade fireplace. The reason I have a homemade one instead of a regular one is because the regular one will cause you to actually overheat in this area. But I still like the look of it. So I used a crenellated wall facing in with a in-ground pagoda and a log stack to create a fireplace look. I was trying to figure out how to put. I know there's a way to put a door frame and a crenellated wall in the same area to create a more closed-in look, to make it look more like a fireplace. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I've seen it done online in pictures. Just never a video on how to actually do it. So you're coming here. This is my kitchen. Not much in terms of equipment has changed since my last run through, since my last video. I have added some chests over here. This was originally all going to be like salt and spices and whatnot, but I think I might move these chests over there as well, or at the very least the fuel chests. And I might have to remove the crenellated walls that I used to decorate the stove and the angled wall pieces that I used to decorate the. I might just have to rebuild this entire area. I don't really like the way the craftsmen, the cooks I have, are clipping into the materials. So I might just have to redo it all. I don't know yet. I'm torn. I like this look. I just don't like the way my thralls clip through it. So we'll go ahead and move upstairs at this point. Oh, you'll notice I got rid of all the Conan braziers. I decided I was overusing them, so I used these are Trinian hanging lamps instead. I don't think they give out as much light, but I think the aesthetic works better. I have placed a bed. I've attempted to make a design that would at least be different from anything I've ever used before, which it is. It kind of works. I just haven't decided whether or not I like it yet. I've started decorating around it. I don't, on one hand I like it, on the other hand I don't. I mean, it's different, it's unique at least, but it also just looks weird. I don't know whether I'm just not used to it or what, but so anyway, from here we go into the attic, and again I've built this section out a little bit. We got a wash basin, the latrine which has been fixed, the bathtub. I have gone ahead and, in my last video this area was empty. It was just a base so I could build up for the western tower on top. These are the thralls that I've tamed but haven't placed yet. Got my decor and stuff like that over here. Legendaries I found: gold, silver, treasures, gear for thralls. Since I got the pagoda nearby, and we get a lot of Lemurians that spawn there. Wait, do I have 2 chests for... I do have 2 chests for thralls. What the hell? I gotta get more organized. Anyway, since I have such easy access to Lemurian thralls, I created a bunch of Lemurian gear. So then we continue up in here into my reading nook, as I would call it if this was real. Again, got rid of the Conan lamp, or Conan brazier, replaced it with a Trinian hanging lamp. Got a chair up here. You can see the top of the western tower there. So we'll head back down. And we'll go out here to the deck next. So I've added a couple chairs. Again, Turanian hanging lamps. I'm considering putting wall braziers, I think they're called, or wall lamps, whatever they're called. The ones that hang off the side here on these pillars. So that's the whole reason I put them up that high. But I don't know. I'm still kind of messing with it, I guess. But from up here you get a better view of the garden. So yeah, there's that. You know what, let's climb up this real quick. So for those of you who haven't seen the first video, I built these 2 towers, well 4 of them, 2 on each building, with the idea of I'll be able to see the light from further away, but it doesn't really work. The draw distance just isn't good enough. You see the building before you see the light. And since I'm playing on console, I don't really have a way to mess with the draw distance all that much. Alright, so now we'll head back down to the first floor. And you'll notice I've added this door. This door wasn't here last time. What's behind it? Well, a work in progress. Again, this is the large Aquilonian brazier that I use for my underground fireplaces. And again, it fits into 1 square, even though it's technically bigger than 1 square. But this is the start of a altar. And I've already got a tier 3 Yogg altar at the guild hall. But I have picked up, while farming star metal, I picked up the Ymir altar from basic altar from the Outcast, and up there in that right there is the pagoda of Boundless Lust. There is a priestess called Yakira, I think her name is, who can teach you the base level of the Derketo altar. And I'm pretty sure this area, I've made this area big enough that I can fit one in here if I center it properly. I'm going to have to do some more farming because I used a huge chunk of my material building this up. And I'm not going to finish the tower until I have a tier 3 altar in here, so I know exactly how big I have to make it. I mean, I know how big on paper, how tall I would have to make it on paper. But if the actual altar is in here for me to work around, then I'll just feel more comfortable building it, I guess. So I'll probably do Derketo because it's so close. Other than that, my endless farming of the pagoda has filled, I think, all of my thrall stations, my craft stations. This here is the Fia thrall, my name's Thrall, and this is my other name, Thrall, at the moment. A lot of these thralls are tier 1 or tier 2, so I'm going to keep farming to get better ones. But they're all named thralls at the very least. That's a tier 3 taskmaster, alright. I suppose that's reasonably good. Then you come in here and this is my warehouse. Has all my goodies in it. It is, at this point, I've got plenty of leather and plenty of hides from the mobs that spawn nearby. But it is, for the most part, empty now. I've just used a lot of material lately for crafting. There's a tier 1 boss that spawns right there. That's the guy right there. He's a 1 skull boss. So I farmed him quite a bit. And that's where we stand at the moment. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Happy building.